In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
4, 3, 2.
Fuck boys!
Holy shit, boys!
I didn't even get to 1.
You
Hey!
didn't even get to 1.
It's Thursday, and that can only mean one thing, John.
It's time for a master debate with
Wait.
the Freedom Friends. John, what are we about to do?
It's not Thursday.
It's not. If it's Thursday, it'd be Man Love Thursday. That's way different than we're about to do right now.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, if we are about to,
Masturbate.
that's still man love, isn't it?
It is when I do it.
Yahtzee.
I do it with a twinkle in my eye.
Those of you out there in
I'd
podcast
like to
land,
stare
as you
into your
know,
soul.
us, the Freedom Friends,
So I
Mikey,
masturbate in a mirror.
Jazz, Scott, and John, we like to provide you guys a little bit of a debate where Justin, our producer extraordinaire, gives us a topic, and we debate it masterfully while waiting on John to think about an answer.
I like
That's
how we
usually
just
what
threw
happens.
out master on all of this. Like we're good at any of this.
It's like,
Do you ever freak yourself out when you stare at yourself in the mirror? Like, does it get to a point where you're just like, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah, right after I
That's
finish, because
weird.
we both. It's right after I finish, because then we both want to cry, and it just gets weird. I can't keep eye contact at
You
that
and
point.
your reflection want to cry?
Yeah.
It's weird when your reflection starts to cry.
Before you do.
Yeah,
do,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh.
That's when I
This
know
is
I've had
good.
enough to drink.
see, that's where the perk of being a narcissist would help. You know what I mean? Or you're just like, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you finished.
It's amazing. It's amazing up to that point. It's just
You're trying to race your reflection.
You're trying to reach into the mirror like, here, let me help you.
Get that lighter there, buddy.
Oh.
holy fuck. All right, now that
Justin.
now that we've already derailed this
Yeah.
train, why
No,
don't the
this thing's
fuck?
already well off the fucking rails. What do you
What are we
got for
baiting?
us, bud?
All right, boys. So
right,
this week's debate comes from one of our Patreon supporters
Oh,
who
jeez.
goes by the name of George, and I'm not even going to attempt your
Or-
last
Well,
name.
we probably shouldn't anyway. So George, who I believe is
and
also the official dependent.
You're goddamn right he is.
Wait, where's the badge? Where's the badge?
Yeah, he sent
Sit
us.
right
It's
Yeah,
George, you sent
George,
you sent us a present. We already lost it.
no.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Hiding behind the
There
ice
it is.
bucket,
He sent us one of his duty badges.
which is cool as shit.
Yeah, it's fucking,
That's fucking
dope,
baller.
man.
Subdued one. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm
Dude.
going to start
So-
wearing that when I go to like HEB.
Yeah,
There
no
you
shit.
go.
George, I may borrow this from
And
time
then
to
when you,
time.
when you
just-
open carry and go into the HEB,
Just put it on your belt.
At least you have his badge number on there. Like, what? I'm from PA. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We're allowed to wear beards.
I'm SWAT.
The hand tattoos doesn't matter.
It's fine.
But the official dependa sent us an idea that I kind of altered a little bit, and we both want to know, what is y'all's dream weapon?
Ooh.
3-foot rubber dick on a handle.
That is sheer power right there.
I mean, you gotta think about.
Are you fighting that guy? I'm just saying.
Nobody's fighting that guy. Imagine some dude just William Wallacing at you with a big dick.
Not rigid either. I want like a big 3-foot
The
floppy
floppy
fucker
one?
that's just
You get a nice little whip.
fucking coming at you with nothing but a kilt and blue paint. Just,
Instead of freedom, it's look at this dick.
you're not fighting that guy.
Meat gazer.
Like Mikey, John, you guys are some pretty big motherfuckers. If anybody was coming at you with a 3-foot dick on a stick,
I think twice, man. Yeah.
You
I'm
ever
thinking
watch
twice.
those videos of that little guy? He tries to start a fight with all these huge black guys.
it just rips his pants off.
rips his
Yeah, I fucking love that video.
Elephant thong on. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all just like, "Oh hell no!" That just
Oh hell no, white boy! They're out. Oh, it's funny as shit.
All right,
That's great.
what's your dream rifle?
Oh, right.
Build me your dream rifle.
Go
Let me
back
hear it.
to, okay.
we can still go with dream weapon. I'll come up with something serious.
Yeah, we'll do weapon and rifle.
I mean, I'm still happy with your answer. I just also want to know what your dream rifle is.
So what if I just wanted a dick-shaped bayonet for the end of my rifle?
That can be an
Did you
attachment
see-
for
did you
your
see
dream
the
rifle.
dick-shaped suppressor?
Yeah, they,
Yes.
have dick, they have dick
That is-
suppressors.
I am so disappointed in myself for not coming up with that because I should
I
have.
think it would actually work.
Well, like
Yeah, it does. They sell
when
it.
Jazz and I
No,
were
but, like,
talking
it'd be
about
quiet.
Yeah.
doing our best friend rifles, we had this idea of getting a fucking.
Well, we're still
like
doing the best friend
like a
rifles.
flash
We just
suppressor,
we
but
got
it was like the head of a
distracted.
dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
But I was thinking about having a handguard that went all the way up, like a fully length handguard that was
Yeah.
like, and then tap and die the inside of it,
And then you put-
screw in a
and then-
dick, so that, like,
And then you
tip
put the
of
muzzle
dick
brake on that's
shoots.
just the shape of a dick head. So then your
Then you can only
your
shoot
hand guard
tracers.
is the shaft with just a dick head muzzle brake on the
You,
end.
you can only shoot tracers.
right.
Pew, pew. All right. Oh, that's weird.
That'd be fun though.
But I'm only gonna
Damn,
do that
that's
if I
a-
can do like a 4.5-inch barrel, because
That's a hard question.
yeah.
Yeah.
My dream.
I say we just sit here in silence so he could like time lapse us thinking about
No, so
this.
So-
Dream weapon.
dream weapon. Like
I know you've built it in your head.
I want a tank so bad. I want a tank so bad.
That's a weapon.
John knows.
It's a weapon system, but it's still a weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon. And so I think someday I'll own a tank. But if we had to go back to weapon, it's not a rifle, but I used to own an M79 grenade launcher, and I will own another one someday. They're just badass. It's a cool piece of history. Serves no practical purpose unless you get HE rounds, which are really hard to get. But it's really fun. So I think an M79, because every rifle that I want, I have. Like,
Oh, there's
That's
one.
fair.
There's one that I want that I don't have.
All right, well, we'll shift to you.
What do you want?
What's your rifle?
Huh? I want twin 240s.
yeah, a 240 Bravo would
Yeah,
be
I
awesome.
want a fucking left feed and a right feed.
Yeah.
I want them mounted, fucking all into one butterfly.
That's badass.
That's dope.
That'd be
When
fun.
I
would be
think
dope.
rifle, I think bolt action or sniper rifle.
But like you just said, rifles. Like, what's my dream rifle?
I got to
Like,
shoot.
It's hanging up over there.
yeah, yeah,
And one's right here.
yeah.
You know, like
So
I got to shoot twin 50s off of a ship once.
oh,
that'd
fuck
be
yeah.
fun.
It was fucking dope, man.
That'd be
Like,
really fun.
It was cool as fuck. Single butterfly, twin 50s.
Yeah.
And we were shooting like they had like little
It had the counter cycle thing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they had like little floatable fucking like targets that were like
Nice.
wooden targets.
Yeah.
And we were out in like I was in the Indian Ocean. And I was just fucking
daughter feather.
fucking huh?
Daughter feather.
Do the Indians, the
racist.
Native Americans
So
have an
racist.
ocean?
No.
That's why I'm asking.
Technically,
the
but
Indian Ocean is literally next to India, thus the name.
Okay, so then
Jeez,
the,
that's a
the
dumb.
simple answer
That's
would
a
be
dumb
dot.
response, John.
Yeah. Wasn't even
Dumb.
clever.
Not even clever.
So yeah,
Another weapon I would want is a HK MP7.
I would like to have a Sea Whiz. As far as weapon goes, I would like to have a Sea Whiz.
Yeah, but what the fuck
that
would you do with
qualifies
the
as a
Sea
weapon.
Whiz?
Everything.
Scare the shit out of the neighbors.
Fucking
I want a
everything.
Sea
Have a
Whiz.
Sea Whiz
I
like
wanna
attached
get-
to your fucking
I
house.
get shit
No.
faced.
I want a Sea Whiz mounted to a small trailer that I can pull with my riding lawnmower.
There you go. Why not?
I would just want one in my backyard so I can get drunk and throw the empty cans up in the air. Oh, it just disappeared.
Just mount one in the back of the truck for tailgaters.
Like I can only.
Spin that thing at them. They're like, fuck that. Sorry. My bad.
I don't know. There's
That's a
like,
bad motherfucker.
it is
though.
a hard question because there's a couple out there that, like, I don't own, want to own,
Yeah.
don't have one. And then there's all the military grade stuff that would be
Yeah.
fucking great to have.
Like, I would
but-
love to have a. I would love to have a Barrett.
So
like-
See,
one of
I'll
my
argue with that because
Like
I
rifle.
I don't want to bear it.
Rifle
I
weapons.
owned a gun shop, right? And I had 10 customers that their dream rifle was a Barrett 107. They would buy the Barrett 107, spend $12,000, put a scope on it, spend more. They would go out and shoot 10 rounds, and then they're like, "Okay, I'm over this. Can you sell it for me?"
Yeah.
So everybody whose dream weapon is a Barrett 107,
shoot one first.
like just go shoot one, get it out of your system. Like I used to have them when I was in the sniper section. We had Barretts, right?
Yeah.
And so I dealt with it all the time.
No, remind me, which one's 107? That's the.
The semi-auto.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I got out of the Army and I hadn't shot a Barrett in fucking, 12 years. And the Barrett rep came to my gun shop and he wanted to use our range to zero his demos or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, we'll go to the range. We'll zero the Barretts. And so I got to shoot like 10 or 20 rounds out of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm good for like another 20 years. Like
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's
I like
true.
how everybody
so
thinks though that
obnoxious.
every army sniper just carries a Barrett.
I mean,
Like it's just a standard issue weapon.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. It's really
I mean,
not.
they're not that accurate and they're heavy and long and like,
it's a big bullet. Don't
it's,
get me
it's
wrong. Like,
obnoxious as fuck.
No.
Like when you shoot it in the sand, like it sucks.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, 240 or 60 cal,
What?
60 kill.
I never shot a
or
60 cal.
M60.
240 all day.
Hands
Yeah?
down.
Yeah. The 60, they have what, the M60 E6? I think
E3.
E3.
He got demoted.
That's kind of cool. But I'd still take a 240 over it.
So I, when I joined the National Guard, I was an M60 gunner in the National Guard.
Holy fuck!
He was a prototype
Fuck.
tester.
Right?
He was a prototype
God.
tester.
Now
for it.
remember,
Damn.
I'm only 2 years older than you, there, asshole. But no, so the National Guard.
When I joined, we didn't have 60s anymore.
I joined
man.
the Guard. We had grease guns in the armory.
M60 was revolutionary during the war.
So I
The Great
the
War.
Great War.
I shot an M60 and I carried it. It's lighter than a 240. It's shorter than a 240.
Yeah.
It shoots slower than a 240. But goddamn it, a 240 is way more reliable. It's fucking way more reliable.
Wow, I feel like you just talked about my dick the whole time.
It's shorter.
Shorter,
It's lighter.
it's lighter.
Shorter, it's lighter.
Shoots
Not really
slower.
reliable.
It's not near as reliable. It shoots slow.
So
They don't use it anymore.
They don't use it anymore.
coming from somebody who's
Straight discontinued as fuck.
shot both of them, I would take a 240.
See, I've not shot an M60. I've
Well,
fucking
they're
lived
cool.
my life.
I've
as
shot
a,
them.
They're
They
awesome.
chug.
240.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like shooting a sewing machine.
It is a
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty badass. But
I mean, they're-
240 is just fucking
I
awesome.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely my favorite military rifle. My favorite military weapon is a 240.
Yeah.
I like the. You ever shoot an Echo mod with the butterfly?
Yeah.
That's a trip. I fucking shoulder fired it
Yeah.
one time.
I shot that out of a helicopter.
Yeah, we had those mounted on panels for a while. I preferred just the old Golf,
Yeah.
just a good old 240 Golf or a Bravo.
Yeah. I like the Bravos. They have a handguard.
Yeah, yeah.
Heat
Yeah.
shield.
But so did the Golf. Golf had a handguard.
Why was it a different nomenclature for the Marines and the Army?
I don't know. Well, they name
Well, the
everything
Army
different
was a
over there.
240 Bravo,
Yeah.
and the Marines had a 240
Golf.
something Golf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 240
they-
Golf was older.
Didn't have a handguard.
No, it was the same goddamn weapon system.
They didn't have a handguard.
Same weapon system, just a different handguard.
You had the receiver.
different handguards and different
You had the receiver, and then you had your barrel that came out,
Yeah.
and you had your handle. There's a shit underneath it, but there's nothing on top of the barrel.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I never understood why.
But that's the only difference.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
It was a Bravo mod.
Oh, that's such a great mod. You know
yeah.
how
a
they
fucking 50-cent clip.
You know,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know how it is. It was a mod. It was a hand me down from the army, and they lost the fucking like half of them didn't have the top heat shield. They're like, fuck it, pull them all off.
Yeah.
We call it a Golf.
That's probably actually true.
Put this in a manual right next to the
Did you
figure
know?
4.
Did you know though?
Goodwill of the military.
A 240 is a 240 is actually an older machine gun than an M60.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just it was used.
So,
in-
Mikey,
it
what
was
about
called
you?
a GM. What the fuck was it?
40.
Dream weapon or dream rifle, either way.
Well, if I can't have a Sea-Whiz, we're talking practical use.
No,
I'm talking about
not really, 'cause he wants
240s.
twin
That's not that
240s.
practical. I mean,
Well,
it's
I
super
mean-
practical.
Your dream weapon. It can be.
Yeah, like I want a fucking
Man.
I want a GAU 8 mounted in the back of a semi truck. I don't know, like
Fuck, dude. It's a hard question.
Yeah.
If you can throw a Crows system in that, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that'd be fun.
There's one weapon I may still end up with it, but it's more sentimental is the reason I want it than anything else. So I learned how to bird hunt with my grandfather on a 1170 Wingmaster,
There you go.
and beautiful shotgun. Absolutely loved it.
Over under.
Nope.
No.
Semi-auto.
It's a
Semi-auto.
semi-auto, yeah. And he, he had the full walnut stock, and it had all the pheasants engraved on the side of it,
Yeah.
like it was the Gucci'd out model. And it's what I learned how to bird hunt on with my grandfather. And when he passed, I made it pretty well known that because he had a full gun cabinet, he had like one of those Husqvarna hex barrel rifles in there, and
Yeah.
just some beautiful fucking guns. And I was like, look, he's got 2 sons, I get it, but there's only one in there that I really would like to lay claim to, and that's that Wingmaster, because it meant something to me.
Yeah. I have an 1100 that I grew up shooting. Same gun.
Yeah, so that one it got snatched, and from what I understand, somebody actually came in and kind of didn't tell anybody and took the whole fucking gun cabinet and everything in it, and
Son of a bitch.
the whole 9 yards. So I mean, they're still in the family, but
Yeah.
it's that one. So yeah, I mean, So now I've kind of been poking around to see
It's-
if I couldn't get myself a copy.
It's weird how guns are one of those commodities that gets passed down, but it's a focus of argument
Yeah, well, so
Yeah.
between people.
here's the biggest
Like,
thing that bugged me with it is that like everybody that stepped up that was like, no, I'm taking that one, I'm taking this one. None of them shoot. Like not a
Yeah.
goddamn one of them
Yeah.
shoot. So it was literally like they just took them to take them.
Yeah.
Like it was. So it's kind of like a.
like
And my grandfather didn't own anything as far as firearms were concerned that didn't serve a purpose.
Right.
I'm
Like-
still a little angry with my dad's side of the family about this. 'Cause my dad had a Civil War musket, a fucking legitimate fucking musket from Civil War. He had fired it once on its 100th birthday, and
Nice.
yeah, and
That's
like
awesome.
it was just cool.
Yeah.
Well, my dad passed away when I was 11. Fucking, my granddad had it in his gun cabinet. When he passed away a couple of 3 years ago now, I was or 4 years ago now. When he passed away, I was transitioning after my last contract. So by the time I made it there, I had a cousin and another cousin's husband who had gone through their stuff and basically picked what they wanted. None of them had the last name Fahey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, my cousin, I get it. He's his grandpa too, you know? But that was my birthright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, I'm the only one with the last name Fahey. That was my birthright. I was fucking pissed about that. They went through and they fucking basically cleaned house on shit that, you know, and it's not, is it still in the family? Yeah. But it's just something that's like, you know what?
That's the same situation I'm in with that shotgun.
So I completely
Yeah,
understand where
it's
you're
just
at,
kind of
dude.
like-
and
So-
even though I didn't know my father, you know, like I never was with him when he shot this thing. I never was around him. I met him once when I was 8, and then he died when I was 11. You know what I mean? I didn't know him.
Yeah.
But even then, it was like there are certain things. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I ended up fucking. I got a number of shotguns and rifles. Like I did get my dad's deer rifle. I thought that's fucking awesome. I have a 300 Savage,
Yeah.
old Model 99.
Oh yeah.
You know, I have one of those. It's fucking amazing.
Actually,
I have,
there is one I want.
I have my granddad stole a broomstick gun off of Okinawa,
Oh, nice.
and I have it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I actually replaced the parts that were broken, and I found ammo for the motherfucker. I've yet to shoot it, but I'm betting it'll shoot.
Those are worth a little money.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have one. It doesn't have the stock.
Yeah.
It's just the pistol.
Still, those are worth
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, and
I have some parts for one of those.
Do you?
So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring it. Maybe I'll bring it in and
Yeah.
show it to you guys. It's fucking cool. It was just like something. It was one thing I wanted. My granddad, being the fucking Irish asshole that he was, engraved the motherfucker.
With his name.
Fucking, because he took it off of a dead Jap on Okinawa. And it was like taken on Okinawa this date. Fucking
Nice.
like
That's
engraved
awesome.
it. And I'm like,
That's
God
awesome.
damn it, man.
Awesome.
That probably makes it
adds.
worth more.
Yeah, right.
It might.
So that's one thing I have that but I completely hear
Yeah.
where it's just like, yeah, you know what? I'd like to have that.
The only
like-
so like owning a gun store for 10 years, right? Like guns, a lot of guns don't mean a lot to me, but every family gun that I've ever owned, I still have and will never sell.
Yeah.
And I'll end up passing them down. That and my kids will get some really cool guns because I got like my own brand of guns.
Yeah.
And so I got like each of them like serial number 1 through 6, and they'll get a whatever.
Yeah.
So that's
God,
kind of cool.
How many fucking kids do you have?
Well, I got 4 kids, but I got number 1. My wife got number 2, and then they get 1 through
That's
Or-
pretty cool.
3 through 6.
3 to 6. Yeah.
I know there's one my dad and I both want. We both want a broom handled Mauser.
That's what he's talking about, right?
That's what I have.
Yeah, so we want the
Yeah.
broom handled, but mainly because our fucking name is in the fucking name of the gun. So
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
I want a broom handled Mauser. But most of those were manufactured after the date that you can still get them out of Germany. So
Yeah. They're around, but
little
they're,
sketch, but
they're
they're expensive.
pricey, yeah.
I mean, there's some others I just want in my collection. Dream though, like
I want a
I still haven't
Springfield
found-
1795. Maybe
Ooh.
2 of them.
There you
I'd like
go.
a 73 Winchester,
Yeah.
the lever
was-
action,
Oh, yeah.
the Winchester, the 45 long Colt or whatever it is. I think that'd be dope to have. There's some stuff I don't have in my collection that I just because I
Thought
just
about
haven't
getting one
found
of
the one
those.
that is good enough.
I thought about
Like,
getting a Henry.
yeah,
I thought about getting a Henry in 45 long Colt.
Henrys are okay.
Yeah.
like I still don't own
American
a
as
1911.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That Marlin 1894 Dark.
Yeah.
like
that's cool.
357.
Nice.
A little modern spin.
My deer rifle, my first deer rifle was a Marlin 30-30.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved it, man.
Well, this-
Lever action.
So, oh, go ahead.
My fucking brother pawned it, dickhead.
Hope you
No,
get AIDS.
the 357 mag, you run 38 subs through it, and it comes threaded, so you put a can on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So eventually, when I like have extra money to burn for bullshit, I want, being that I was a sniper in the military, I want from like all of the sniper rifles, like
Yeah,
a
the ones that you
1903
started
Yeah,
using
all the
to-
way
M1.
through. Yeah.
M1 Garand.
All the ones you helped develop.
You
I
know,
would love to have an
yeah.
M1. I think an M1 Garand would be one of my lists.
I have one. I just need a new barrel.
Like I think an M1 Garand, or you know what? I want a BAR. That's what I
BR
want.
would be dope.
I want a
We got to
BAR.
work
That's
on one.
that's
Yeah.
my fucking
BAR would
that's
be
my dream
dope.
rifle right
I've
there.
shot a
That's
couple.
kind of that's Marine Corps legacy.
That's
right
what my
there,
granddad
though.
carried, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
cool. Marine
He carried
Corps
a
legacy.
BAR.
The problem with the BAR
It's got 20 rounds.
is it only holds 20 fucking rounds. And
Yeah,
it goes so fast.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
They have,
Trigger discipline, man.
so they have a fast
Doesn't
and slow
work.
setting
yeah.
on a BAR.
yeah.
And when
Fast.
you shoot it on a slow setting, you can literally shoot any other rifle faster in semi-auto.
Yeah. It's so delayed.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
like boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
I think that's what I would want though.
They're pretty cool.
But yeah,
BAR.
I'm so happy that I got to shoot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The MG42, that was a pretty cool gun too.
Didn't get to shoot that one.
Yeah.
No, this is before
Yeah.
I got there. But we do have a plan with an MG42,
We do.
and that'll be fucking
Yeah.
epic.
My wife wants me to save and buy a Gatling gun. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna
I
do.
think
with
the only Gatling
well,
gun that I would get.
That reminds
22
me.
long rifle.
That's it.
yeah,
That's
the
the
one
only
that you
one I
build
get.
out of the 1022s.
The little fucking.
just fucking
That reminds me though. My
so much fucking fun.
I'm gonna take back my dream gun. My dream gun is an actual General Electric minigun.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I totally want one of those.
I'd trade in twin 240s for one of those.
Yeah. Either that or there's a company and
Would you trade just twin 240s for a Sea-Wiz?
Yeah.
yeah, but
I trade.
a Sea-Wiz, you can't hold
I
and
would
shoot it.
I would trade twin 240s
Well-
for the gun that Scott's about to talk about.
You can do anything if you
So
hold it.
there's a
tight enough.
company called what is it? Lost or Empty Shell
Empty shell.
LLC, and they did a minigun that shoots 5.56.
They called
It's
it a micro.
A micro gun. You can literally hand hold this fucker, and it's
Yeah.
a
It's
minigun.
it's a minigun, but in
that's
5.56.
5.56, and it's fucking awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I
That's
would take
fucking-
one of those.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That guy right
Yeah,
there.
there it is.
Yeah,
That's handheld.
that's
Literally,
pretty
it's
sick.
like that big. It's like what,
Yeah.
2.5, 3 feet, not even.
Yeah,
So dream gun though. I mean, I still need to. I still want a 1911. I just need to find one that
yeah.
it's like the 1911 I want. And I refuse to give Colt any money.
Oh, I just got a
Wow. Owen Wilson.
post. Wow.
Wow.
Little Freedom Friends double debate. I'll wait till after this to.
So
you guys know
I don't know.
what's
I have a
up.
thing for edged weapons though. Like I'm a huge knife, sword, spear fan.
They make a knife gun.
What do they do? Make a knife gun? I've seen it.
Owned a couple.
Dicks.
They're
Like
made by
dicks.
Arsenal. No, it's a bayonet, and it's got a revolver, and it shoots 22 shorts.
Yep.
So a lot of the traditional edged weapons, if I could get my hand on an actual, and not a remake, not one of those collectibles that you get hanging on the wall, but like an actual pole arm. That's like the 7-foot shaft and like the 18-inch spear with the bore spike on it and all that kind of stuff. That was essentially like a short sword on a fucking stick.
Right.
Like as the pole arm lines that used to line up behind the shield walls and just fucking
I
just
seen-
waylay
I
motherfuckers.
seen
Like,
a picture of a hog that had one of those stuck in his forehead, a spear,
yeah.
and it was still alive walking around. I was fucking crazy.
So
It's like that alligator that's got like the fucking K-bar sticking out of his forehead, and it's just like
Yeah.
floating. It's like fuck that gator.
I like the meme that's around that though that says legend has it that the man that can remove the knife from the alligator will become the king of Florida.
So there is one that I want for no practical purpose.
Or what's that sword? The Wolfbert sword?
Well, I don't know what that is.
Who was the master swordsmith for the Vikings? It was like it was a technique. Wolfbert, I think is what it's called. But they literally engraved him down
Valerian steel.
They engraved him down the So they all had center fullers. They were like alloy steel. They were way ahead of their time for everybody they were fighting. So they're still digging these blades up, and they're looking at the steel, and it's all this like hammer forged, like high carbon. The only other people in the world that had steel even close to it was Japan.
Yeah.
And I think they're called Ulfbert swords or whatever. If I could get one of those, shit on that one, I'd settle for a replica of one of those.
I wouldn't be
motherfuckers,
surprised if Vikings fucking traded with Japanese.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
So,
But
like,
that sword is literally why the Vikings were like, brought into like Budapest and were like, hey, you can settle this for us and shit like that. Like that steel is the reason that they were as feared as they are.
yeah.
And that's what went into all their axes and all that stuff too.
Hattori
But I just
Hanzo, you want a Hattori Hanzo blade?
right.
So in the mid
I'd get a replica of that fucking sword.
Fuck yeah.
mid to late 1800s, there's a weapon that was made, and it's called the Apache Knuckle Duster. And I've always wanted one of these, and I saw it one time in a shop in Louisiana, and they wanted like 15 grand for it. And there's no practical use, but it is probably one of the most badass little things.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's literally brass knuckles, a revolver, and a knife that folds out into a gun or collapses into a nice set of brass knuckles.
Jesus.
That's pretty cool.
But
What's
yeah.
it called now?
It's an Apache knuckle duster. It's I think the French made it, so it probably doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
it's-
only one I've actually seen in person is in this antique shop in Louisiana, and they literally wanted 15 grand for it. And I'm like, for that? And they're like, yeah.
What do you got?
And I
Justin?
did some homework on it, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
like, fine.
that's not a bad deal, actually.
Find another one.
Its place of origin is out of Belgium, and it shoots 7mm.
There you go.
Jesus.
Not like the rifle cartridge, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much settles it though, boys.
So Sea-Wiz?
Sea-Wiz is my non-practical one, but a BAR.
Oh, BAR. I think I'm gonna go with a minigun.
I'm a twin 240s.
3-foot dick on a stick.
Perfect.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
I want to see.
You know what? If I could get that pole arm,
wait,
if I could get that pole arm, but
Oh, with
instead
the
of a blade on the end, it
I've-
just had a big rubber dick, so I could just be like,
I've never hoped for veteran suicide, but if there is one, I want to see Jazz use that to kill himself.
Well, so
off my fridge.
I was gonna say, Mikey Scott and I are fire superiority, sport by fire, and Jazz is a flanking element.
I'm just saying, from a psychological operations standpoint, if in the middle of a fight, someone is coming at you with a 3-foot dick on the end of a 7-foot pole, and just,
I'm telling you.
I'm winning that fight. There's gonna be like, I quit. I
I
don't.
would literally throw my rifle down and be like, I'm done. I'm done.
I
I'm done.
disagree. I think you lost that fight before it started.
Imagine enter and clear a trench, and we're support by fire, and Jazz is the assault element. That would be awesome. You just see it wiggling around.
all Jazz jumps in the trench, and all you see is like 40 people getting out, getting mowed down.
Oh my god! There's a dude with a big dick. They're coming to fuck us.
See, just saying. Unit tactics.
Yep.
Shit.
That's small unit leadership right there, boys.
Oh shit.
And on that note, I would like
That's
to
a large
raise.
unit leadership.
That's a hell of a unit.
You're going to war with what? Mind your business.
Mind your business, lady. And on that note, cheers, boys. Thank you for being my
shit.
freedom friend, and thank you all of you out there in Podcastville, listening, tuning in, and we appreciate it. And to the official Dependa.
Thanks,
one,
buddy.
we appreciate the present, we appreciate the gift, and thank you for your contribution on this debate.
And you know what?
COVID strong.
Thanks for wearing that uniform and keeping us safe.
Fucking
we
A,
fucking
man.
appreciate you.
Wash
man.
your
I really
hands.
do.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, everybody. But while you're doing that, you can tell your mom, tell your friends,
Tell your mom's friends.
and make sure you tell them that John's single. And yeah, he accepts dick pics as well.
He did secure brogued loafers in all the common sizes, by the way.
Oh, by the way, my wife told me the Flowcone donation's out because she's like, you're not buying new fucking shoes, bud.
No, she
was
get
like-
she can get the shoes.
Yeah, she's like, we're not buying new shoes.
Just poke holes and wear Crocs. Those
it,
are brogued.
What's it called?
Am I getting a pass? 'Cause if I'm getting a croc, if I'm
As
getting
the inventor of the move.
if I'm getting a croc
What's
asterisk, I'm
the
in.
croc version called?
It's called, well, it depends. If you wear the Texas Crocs, it's the Texas Snowflake.
Ooh,
The Texas
No.
Snowflake.
If you're wearing the Crocs, it's the Texas Snow Cone.
yeah.
Flow cone.
Yeah, the Texas Flow Cone.
Texas Flow Cone.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. So Lone Star Flow Cone.
A Lone Star Flow Cone.
But I'm gonna go with the patterned holes in the toe of a Croc.
But
For you, Mikey, I'm gonna give it a pass as brogued.
you got to put the Crocs in sport mode.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to croc
oh
lock.
yeah. Oh yeah.
If they're not Croc locked, it doesn't count.
Well, I mean, that's when it's for business.
Yeah.
You put the croc lock on. Yeah.
Oh, that would be for pleasure.
That means it's game on, though.
Yeah. So
Oh,
for you,
the
for
Texas
you and
snow
you
cone.
alone, as the
Lone
inventor
Star
of the
The Lone
Flow
Star
Cone
Flow
Dineige,
Cone. That is that's all business.
as the
my
inventor
friend.
of the Flow Cone Dineige, I'm going to write a single pass that the holes in your Crocs count as brogued.
So they have to be my crocs.
It's just you.
Well, I'm not letting you use mine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if anybody else wants to do this without brogue loafers, they have to come and borrow my crocs.
No, they're gonna have to write and/or contact me for permission.
No. I think they should have to use.
Yeah, they have to
Mikey's
use your
Crocs.
Crocs.
They have to use my
It's
crocs.
just your Crocs that I'm counting.
You
As,
get any brogue loafers or Mikey the Talent Fahey's Texas Crocs.
Yep.
The
And
Texas
that's it.
crocs or the real tree
No.
or the brown ones.
Oh, it's
Just
gotta be Texas.
Has to be
Okay,
Texas.
it's got to be the Texas
Yep.
crocs.
It's because you go big or go home.
Fucking A, man.
Just saying.
Anyways, all right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will see you fuckers next time. Check out warfightertobacco.com for all your fine tobacco product needs.
And while you're there, try out Freedom Friends as the coupon code and score yourself a sweet 15% off.
A coop. We got
And then you
coops.
can take that 15% off and give it to the Patreon so we can keep making this stupid fucking shit.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So check us out on Patreon. Check us out, and we have swag.
We got shirts.
Yeah, we can merch that. The link will be down below.
Yeah, it'll be down there somewhere. So yeah, thank you again. We will talk to you fuckers later. We're out.